Most people will never get rich. That's not an insult, it's a statistical fact. But the reason why has less to do with income and more to do with mindset. Because the truth is, being broke isn't just about having no money. It's about how you think about money, how you relate to it, what you believe you deserve. And most people were never taught to think like wealth builders. They were taught to survive. From the moment we enter the system, we're conditioned. Sit down, follow rules, get good grades, don't ask questions, play it safe. Then we're pushed into a cycle. Get a job, pay bills, maybe save a little, retire at 65, if you're lucky. But if that system worked, why are so many people living paycheck to paycheck? Why are so many stressed, stuck, anxious, drowning in debt, avoiding bank statements, hoping for a raise that never comes? It's not because they're lazy. It's not because they don't care. It's because no one ever showed them that money is a game, and the rules most of us were taught? They're rigged to keep us losing. When I was younger, I thought hard work was enough. I worked long hours, skipped vacations, said no to dinners, budgeted every penny, but I was still broke. Not just financially, mentally. I was operating with a poor person's mindset. Avoid risk, save scraps, hope for help. I didn't realize that the wealthy play by a completely different set of rules. They understand that time is more valuable than money. That money isn't for hoarding, it's for multiplying. That value creates wealth, not effort. Let me say that again. Value creates wealth, not hours worked. That's why the guy flipping burgers can work 60 hours a week and still struggle to pay rent, while someone else makes six figures selling a digital product online from their living room. It's not about hustle. It's about leverage. And leverage starts with education. Not the kind you get in school, the kind you seek out. Financial education, understanding debt, assets, cash flow, investing, taxes. The stuff no one teaches you unless you go looking. That was my turning point. I picked up a book that changed my life, Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. It blew my mind. For the first time, I realized I'd been thinking about money all wrong. I thought saving was smart. I thought debt was bad. I thought rich people were lucky. But that book taught me that money flows to those who understand it. And understanding starts with unlearning. So I began to unlearn. I stopped saving just to save. I started investing, even when it felt scary. I stopped trading time for money. I started building systems, skills, side hustles. I stopped saying, I can't afford it. I started asking, how can I afford it? That one shift in language rewired my brain. It took me from victim to problem solver. From reactive to proactive. I stopped waiting for a raise. I gave myself one by creating value. I sold services online. I learned about affiliate marketing. I started consulting. Little by little, the money started coming in. And more importantly, my identity began to shift. I wasn't broke anymore. I was a builder, a learner, a creator. That's what most people miss. Wealth isn't just about what's in your bank account. It's about who you become on the way there. The habits, the discipline, the mindset. That's what lasts. The reason 99% stay broke isn't lack of opportunity. It's because they never learned to think like owners. They stay renters, not just of homes, but of their time, their energy, their potential. Owners think long-term. Renters think week to week. Owners build assets. Renters collect liabilities. Owners learn the rules. Renters stay confused. So if you want out, if you want to escape the paycheck to paycheck grind, you have to make a choice. Stop playing defense and start playing offense. Stop hoping for less bills and start creating more income. Stop thinking small and start asking bigger questions. Not, how do I save $100? But, how do I earn $1? Not, how do I get by? But, how do I level up? Because no one's coming to save you. Not the government, not your boss, not your parents. Your future is your responsibility. And that's not a burden, that's power. It means you get to build it however you want. But it starts with awareness. Awareness of your patterns, your spending, your beliefs. Ask yourself, do I see money as a tool or a threat? Do I avoid financial conversations or lean into them? Do I value freedom over comfort? Because real wealth isn't just about what you own. It's about the options you have. The ability to say no to a toxic job. The freedom to take a month off without panic. The power to invest in your ideas. That's what money buys, choices. And that kind of power doesn't come from waiting. It comes from work, not just working hard, working smart, working differently, Working like the 1%, not like the 99. In the next part, I'll show you exactly how I changed my financial trajectory with no rich parents, no trust fund, and no fancy degree. Just discipline, consistency, and a willingness to learn what most people ignore. But for now, I want to leave you with this. Broke isn't your identity. It's a temporary condition, but only if you're willing to face it head on. Change starts when you stop saying, "I'm not good with money," and start saying, "I'm learning to master money." Say it, believe it, act on it, because you are one decision away from a completely different financial future. Let's talk escape, because knowing why most people stay broke isn't enough. Awareness is the seed, but action is what grows the tree. And right now, the system isn't waiting for you to catch up, it's designed to keep you down. Debt isn't just tolerated, it's marketed. Mediocrity isn't avoided, it's packaged with a discount code and sold in monthly installments. They want you asleep, distracted, drained, and broke. But if you've made it this far, you're different. You're not here for a motivational buzz. You're here to change the game. So how do you do it? How do you build real wealth from the ground up? Especially when you're starting with nothing but hunger. You start by changing your financial identity. Not your bank balance, your identity. Because broke isn't a number, it's a mindset. And until you stop thinking broke, you'll never stop being broke. So step 1. Stop saying, "I'm bad with money." That's not humility. That's a curse. Words matter. Start saying, "I'm learning to master money." That one line alone shifts your relationship with it. It turns your brain on instead of shutting it down. Step 2. Build a budget, not to restrict your life, but to direct it. You can't build wealth if you don't know where your money is going. Track every dollar, not just your bills, your habits, your choices, every coffee, every impulse buy, every Uber Eats order. Why? Because awareness creates discipline, and discipline builds freedom. Step 3. Raise your income ceiling. Cutting expenses is step 1, but most people stop there. You don't get rich by shrinking, you get rich by scaling. The fastest way out of broke is to build skills that solve problems. The market doesn't pay for time, it pays for value. So what do? You audit your skills. What do you know how to do? Write, sell, fix, teach. You package it, offer it, test it. Don't wait to be an expert. Start where you are. The internet changed the game. No resume required, no gatekeepers. You can monetize almost anything if you position it well. Need cash fast? Offer a service. Freelancing, tutoring, delivery, editing. Need long-term leverage? Build an asset, a course, a product, a brand. The point is, broke people wait for income. Wealthy people create it. Step 4. Automate your growth. Systems beat willpower. Set up automatic transfers, 10% to savings, 10% to investments, whatever the amount. Build the habit. You don't get rich by random big moves. You get rich by consistent small ones. Every dollar has a job. Don't let it sit unemployed. And no, saving won't make you rich, but it builds the discipline you'll need when the bigger checks start coming in. Step 5. Master the money rules the 1% already know. Learn about compound interest, taxes, high-yield savings, Roth IRAs, index funds, real estate, passive income. No, it's not glamorous, but it's what separates wealth builders from wishful thinkers. If you can learn TikTok dances, you can learn how to make your money work. You don't need a finance degree. You need YouTube and patience. Step 6. Cut dead weight. I mean that in every sense. Cut subscriptions you forgot you had. Cut emotional spending. Cut toxic people who drain your energy and talk down your vision. This is your rebuild, and that means boundaries. You don't need everyone's approval, you need your own permission. Step 7. Build a community. Wealth is a team sport. Find people who think bigger, who talk growth, who challenge you. Most people stay broke because their environment never changes. Your circle is either your prison or your launchpad. Choose wisely. Step 8. Stay broke on the outside, rich on the inside. Translation? Don't flex yet. That's how the system traps you. As soon as you make money, they want you to spend money. Designer, upgrades, cars, trips. Don't fall for it. Stack first. Grow slow. Let your lifestyle trail behind your income. That's how you stay free. Step 9. Build belief. This is where 99% fail. Because belief doesn't come easy. Especially when you've been poor, rejected, or overlooked for years. But here's the truth. Your financial ceiling is capped by your emotional ceiling. You'll never earn more than you believe you're worth. You'll sabotage the breakthrough if your identity hasn't caught up. So every day, you build belief. With actions, with evidence, with wins, you prove to yourself that you're no longer the person who settles. And step 10. Don't stop. Seriously, don't stop when it's hard. Don't stop when it's slow. Don't stop when you mess up. This is a lifetime game. Wealth isn't a finish line, it's a new way of being. The 1% don't just have money. They think differently. They stay in the game long after others get tired. That's what makes them different. Not talent, not luck, persistence. If you want out of the 99%, you've got to stop acting like them. Stop thinking short term. Stop blaming the system. Start building your way out. Because it's possible. I'm living proof. I went from broke, overdrawn, financially lost, to financially free, in control, and building wealth. Not because of luck, not because of timing, because I chose to think differently. And if I could do it, so can you. But no one's going to hand it to you. You have to take it. Decide, build, lead, and remember this. The moment you start thinking like the 1%, you've already left the 99. The rest? That's just execution.